What's happening, guys? Jay here.
And this is Anne.
Welcome to Omocho Reviews, and today we're going to review the Nichirin sword, Tanjiro Kamado, under the series of Proplica under Tamashii Nations, one of the toy-making arms of Bandai.
This is a life-size replica of Tanjiro's black Nichirin sword as seen in Kimetsu no Yaiba, also known as Demon Slayer.
So again, this Nichirin sword is actually life-size, so it is anime accurate. The colors are going to be anime accurate. And for the length, just to show you guys, the length here is indicated to be around 36 inches long. So without further ado, let's begin unboxing this.
As you can see, the box is pretty sleek and almost all of it is written in Japanese. It also comes with Bandai and Tamashii stickers to prove that it is indeed authentic.
So when you open the box, take out the cover, you will see another sort of carton here protecting, of course, the package. It's covered in tape, so you just gotta remove the tape a bit, and then there you can see the sword and the manual.
So the colored booklet that you see here contains all of Tanjiro's lines that are played by the sword, while this one contains all of the instructions, including batteries and etc. You may be wondering what these batteries are for. This sword actually has speakers that play over 50 different sounds from the show, including the opening song, as well as several lines from Tanjiro himself.
So as you can see, the Nichirin sword over here, this is purely made out of plastic, so it's also safe for kids, I'm assuming. But the plastic, the finish that they've done towards the blade is absolutely stunning. As you can see under the light, you can definitely see that it's a really good replica. It doesn't really look metallic steel, especially when you're actually holding the blade. But the finish, I mean, the paint, the injection of the plastic, all of that is really well made. It really looks similar to the one we see in the anime. I particularly like the Suba guard over here. It's really well made in my opinion. It's one of the most realistic looking things of this katana, so really amazing. But yeah, overall, even the blade, there's a good sort of color separation between the shiny part and the matte part of the blade. So that's a really cool touch. And overall, the size of it is just right. Also the weight, it definitely can be held by kids and by adults alike.
This is by no means a sharp toy, but do take care because with the right force, you could really jab somebody. Going back to the hilt, you see that there is a slit here. This allows sound to escape because there is a speaker inside. And a little further up, you have two buttons. This is the first one to play the different sounds from the sword. We're pressing them now without any batteries, but we will let you hear them in a bit.
So next up, these are the stands that you get along with the sword, of course, so you can display these. And as you can see, the two stands come in different sort of widths because one is used for the handle and the other one's used for the blade for resting. So as you can see, it's really easy. It comes in two pairs of parts. You just snap them together like that. There is a bit of hollow side there, so you just gotta position that in a way that it won't be seen when you display it. But otherwise, it's a very solid and easy to use stand for the Nichirin sword. So as you can see over here, we're putting the sword now, we're displaying it, and it looks really cool with this stand. It's perfect to place on your desk or on your shelf maybe. But yeah, point being, the plastic that they use for the stand, you know, it's not really the best, but it works. And it's also really stable, so regardless of how you pose the sword, there's not a lot of wobbling thing going on. The movement, the stability is okay, so there's really not much problem with that.
So now we're setting up the sound, and it's very important to note that there are two buttons. One on this side. This up here is button B, and on the other side is button A.
So for the next step, you have to set this up by first removing this sort of cover here of the hilt. So just really have to use your fingers. It pops out like that. Just have to use your fingertips. And as you can see, there's the handle. And then over here, as you can see, this is where you put the batteries on. So this one right here is the switch where you change the theme of the sound playing. We'll explain that later. And then over here, all you gotta do is use a screwdriver to remove this screw. Just one screw. So you just gotta use a small screwdriver, as you can see right here that I'm using, and then just pop that out, and then you can insert two AAA batteries over here.
Once you have your batteries in, you basically indicate which mode you want to be on. So there is single dot and double dot mode. The only difference between the two is the sort of dialogue that Tanjiro will make. So single dot mode is basically, well, to quote the manual, voices that Tanjiro makes up his mind, while double dot mode is voices that Tanjiro encourages himself. Regardless, however, of the mode that you choose, if you hold down B for long enough, the theme song of Demon Slayer Gurenge by Lisa will play. One feature about this that I really did like is the fact that you can play multiple sounds at the same time. So you could be jamming to the OP and also be making sword noises and play Tanjiro's lines. So that was holding down B, but if you hold down A, it goes into the different water breathing forms from the show.
But this is a really good feature, so you won't need to sound like a weeb. Tanjiro Kamado will do it for you while you're swinging this sword in maybe a cosplay convention or something.
Do take note that the water breathing mode does actually act as a different mode from the 2-dot switch system. To go back to being able to play the OP, you just press A for a long time again.
So as you can see over here, this sword is pretty nuts. There's a lot of lines of Tanjiro, and they're pretty hilarious. So even if you give this to a kid, I think they're going to be really entertained, especially because all of these lines are canon to the anime, and the jam of the music is also really pretty good.
But really, there is absolutely nothing stopping you from getting the sword and enjoying it yourself, especially since it's under $70, so it's a worthwhile investment for any Kimetsu no Yaiba fans collection.
That's it for today, guys. Jay here.
And this is Anne.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe to Omocha Reviews. We'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care and goodbye.